Oh, welcome back. I missed you. Give me a kiss. If you are back after the last movie reaction, thank you so much for sticking around. The guy who came up with that idea is fired. Wasn't universally loved. Y'all didn't hate it, but it clearly wasn't the preferred method of doing this. So we are back to the live reactions. In the last maybe 5 minutes of this video, I will do the green screen where I recap my thoughts. I think that's a good middle ground. Allows me to sit in the movie, think about what happened, get my little jokey jokes out, and you guys still get all of the live reactions that you want. Another thing that I didn't know y'all would miss so much, but a lot of you asked about is what we're drinking. I did just eat dinner. So for Eclipse today, we are drinking a port. This is a dinner wine, late bottled vintage Porto 2018. And we drink it out of wee little Seamus, little guy. And we will also be mixing in black coffee because I am a 30-year-old male and it is after 6 p.m. Oh, I am so excited. You know, the fun thing about me is that after I finish a story, in this particular case, a book, I forget everything. I just finished that book like 4 days ago and couldn't tell you a damn thing that happened in it. Which if you're new to the channel, I don't know how you found this video out of all of them, but I read the book and then I watch the movie. So I do know what's going to happen, but mainly we're here to see what choices the director made in the story. They tend to be extremely shitty ones. Oh God, that is fantastic. That's fantastic, try it. Oh baby, should get you some of that. It's sweet, it's sweeter than you're used to. So just keep that in mind. Go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, we're back to the great soundtracks. Okay, all right, I see it. Who is this handsome son of a bitch? Oh, he's gonna die, isn't he? Yeah, this is in Seattle and he's gonna die. Who dat? I mean, don't play with your food. What's happening here? Is she gonna kill him? Why did I say she? Because instinctually, I know what's happening. This is Victoria. What do you want? Oh, fly by biting. If you get a turtle, why not just knock him out or something, take him back to a warehouse? Why are you letting him just sit there on the pier and scream?
Marry me.
That's how they do this? I'm already upset. What the shit is this? This scene didn't happen until like the 60% mark in the book. And he had a ring at the time. I'm pretty sure he got down on a knee and did the whole thing. You know what I do love about this already though? The first director made that creative choice to have the Cullens wear the little cufflinks thing, which is apparently their family crest. You guys in the comments, let me know that, thank you. All the subsequent directors didn't decide to cut that out. It has no relevance to anything. Out of all the things that you change everything, you change their makeup, you change their hair, you change their facial expressions, because Edward is at least the semblance of a human being in this one so far, but you keep the cuffs? All right.
Just marry me.
Where's the ring, bitch?
I can't. I have to be back at 4.
So romantic. Turning down a proposal and going back to high school.
You understand why you're being punished, right?
Charlie!
Put you through hell. Jacob hadn't talked to me in weeks.
Is this one gonna rival the first one in the soundtrack? I'm liking this so far. I think I gotta get this one. Oh, I think Edward's gonna be in the truck because she's not allowed to see Jacob.
You going down that reservation?
I have until graduation to see him, and he'll hate me forever.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't seem that sorry about it. Oh, everybody look around. Look around for the black kid that doesn't exist. I'm not gonna let this go. You cut out the one black guy in the movie and you just thought we wouldn't notice. Do you think the movie people went and got a deal with Volvo to make it like the official car? Or do you think Stephenie Meyer just gave their company the most amount of free advertising the world has ever seen? If I was a production company, I feel like I'd have held them hostage instead of just oh yeah, we're gonna put everybody in Volvos. Which also, I don't even know if it's legal to put that in a book without permission. Ugh, everybody is so normal now. I'm still not gonna be able to get over the differences between the first movie and these. The first one just had a num. It had a spirit to it that is so difficult to describe. And these are normal human being movies. You know what I mean? It's normal. You're not sitting here asking yourself questions the entire time you're watching it because it was directed regular with regular acting. But that's not the acting that I want anymore. I want the psychopath acting from the first movie. I want Kristen Stewart to not be a human being. I want Edward to be his psychotic robot self. I want Jasper to stand in the back of crowds and stare at adults. And I'm not gonna get that anymore. I gotta let it die. I know that I gotta let it die. And yet, I'm not gonna. This is a microphone, by the way. Does it seem kind of bright out to you? Kind of like the sun's out, but they're outside regardless? It's getting risky. Getting awfully risky there, Edward. See, that's sunlight. You can't tell me that's not sunlight.
It's still just you and I, right?
No, I'm just dropping her off.
I hate that Charlie doesn't like Edward. I don't even really like Edward all that much, but Charlie doesn't know why he's not supposed to like Edward. That's the thing. He dislikes Edward based off lies.
Their son went missing in Seattle over a year ago. If the situation gets any more conspicuous, the Volturi will step in.
What's really fun about this scene is that in the book, Edward lies to her for a couple days, I think. He doesn't volunteer this information at all. He tries to hide it as much as he possibly can, and only when Bella corners him does he finally admit the truth. Why, you might ask? Because, sweet summer child, he's a toxic sack of shit.
Don't you just feel the vitamin D soaking up in your pores?
Yeah, look at her. Just overflowing with vitamin D. Hey man, you're sitting right in the sunlight. Am I the only person here that has forgotten that he's an actual vampire?
She's almost here.
Thank God they fixed the running. I could not stand the cable running from the first movie. Where are the wolves though? They gotta be here. Come on, come on, come on. There it is. Don't you kind of agree though that it's a little lazy that they have used the same bad guy for 3 books in a row? I mean, it's not like she's this Thanos character. She's just the girlfriend of some guy that they killed. It feels a little lazy, and I just keep asking myself, like, why am I supposed to give a shit about her? She wasn't the one that was positioned as this great tracker. That was James. That's why James died in the first one. And now for 2 more movies, she has haunted them. Like, ugh. This storyline should have been the bad guy for the second book. The Volturi should have been it for the third one. And then I think that's it, right? It would just be a trilogy and it would end. Why is this 4 books? Oh. I maintain he's not a very good, like, badass actor. He's a great, sweet guy. He makes the best friend character so well, but look at his face right now. It seems so fake.
She is the one the redhead wants.
Alice's vision.
I was trying to protect you.
By lying to me.
Sack of shit.
Edward, you have to trust me.
I do trust you.
I do trust you. It's why I lied to you about the previous thing. Don't you see that? Don't you see that I lied to you because I love you? Why do you make me hurt you? I'm not going to say anything about the physical aesthetic of what's happening right now. I got all that out in the last one. Doesn't matter that all of these people had 2 years to work out in between movies. Perfectly good pair of clothes, just gone. See, he's so much better at this. This feels so much more natural. He doesn't look like he's faking every gesture and word.
Imprinting on someone is like, it's her. Nothing else matters.
I'll also take this time to apologize to my Mormon viewers. So Quill imprinted on a 2-year-old. Yeah, this feels like Mormon shit. There are more of you than I thought there would be in the comment section, and a number of them pointed out that this isn't Mormon shit. This is Stephanie Meyer shit. And you know what? I can respect and understand that. I shouldn't have put the entire thing on that religion. Mormons, I'll give you this, nicest people you'll ever meet. I know that you hear that a lot, but genuinely.
Have you imprinted on someone?
You'd know if I had.
What does that mean? What would happen if he had?
So for now, you're still you.
You're still you.
Until graduation.
Oh, this isn't gonna go over well.
Graduation.
Ooh.
Better you really be dead than one of them.
Dick. God, this whole story is just like taking everything you love about a character and just ripping it apart. I want sweet friend Jacob back. Oh. Oh, are you the guy that's stealing socks? Oh, that's Seattle guy. Yeah, you're the... Oh. We didn't get to see this in the book. Dude, I will cut your dick off. Get away from him. This is probably my favorite version of the vampires yet on screen, though. If you take away like the funny campiness of the first one, but the blackness in his eyes, it balances between this like actually looking like a human and knowing something is wrong with him. Like if you saw him in public, you'd be like, you have Ted Bundy eyes.
Doesn't he own a shirt?
Yeah, we're both wondering that, buddy. Right in front of him. I mean, that's a little bit rude. Assert your dominance, though. Do what you gotta do.
Belle, this is Seth Clearwater, Leah's brother, newest member of the pack.
Newest, bestest, brightest.
I don't know why I just got the really bad feeling that they're making me care about that kid so that they can kill him. And I'm being serious. I don't remember what happens to him in the book. If they kill a 14-year-old, I'm gonna be pissed.
Taha Aki's third wife could see that he would lose.
Oh, this scene was so much better in the book. we're leaving out all the information here of what a spirit warrior actually is and how this came about. And yeah, you get the gist of it, but I'm telling you, if you've only ever seen these movies and you really enjoy them, read the book. It does give a lot more context to not just the wolves, but the vampire backstory as well, and the Cullens and the treaties and all kinds of stuff. What the fuck? That guy just shattered like glass. How come they can shatter that guy like glass, but they gotta pull everybody else apart and light them on fire? Do you wear wigs? Do you wear wigs? Will you ever wear wigs?
Disappeared over a year ago. Poor parents been papering Seattle with these things ever since.
Charlie, I know you want to be a good cop, but buddy, you don't live in Seattle. That's not your jurisdiction. Is this when they have the sex? They start proposing sex to each other here pretty quickly. And Edward's like, no, I can't do that because I would utterly destroy you in the act. Bella's like, I don't want to be turned a virgin. And Edward's like, but I'm a virgin. And then Lynn is like, what the shit? Again, I don't know how I missed that in the first book, but I don't buy it. I didn't buy it then. I don't buy it now.
And I want you to choose me instead of him.
Oh, is this when he does the thing? Don't do the thing. Don't you fucking dare.
You feel something else for me. You just won't admit it.
Why does everybody want to make decisions for this girl? Edward lies to her trying to make a decision for her. He's sitting here going, no. You love me. You just don't know it. Here's a novel idea. Maybe she can make decisions for herself. Anybody ever think about that? Oh God, it's going to happen. Ah! Movies are allowed to change details, right? Like they don't do a one-for-one adaptation. I hope Edward beats the fucking tar out of him. This is when in the book I started to be Team Edward again. Because even though he's, you know, pedophile, creeper, weirdo, he never forced himself on her. You know? Again, I don't know if you'll like when I talk about the books or not, okay? But this was horrendous in the book because he wasn't just like kissing her. Verbatim, he forced her mouth open with his and like stuck his tongue into her mouth. Ugh. I hate it. I hate it. The movie did improve upon one thing in that scene, which is Charlie wasn't a dickhead of a dad. Something I should have touched on more in the book video, but Charlie kind of like applauded Jacob for doing this. And at least in this one, he reacted in a semi-normal way, which is a stunned silence of, what? Instead of patting him on the back for essentially assaulting his daughter. And there's not many ways that Edward is a better man than me, but if I had vampire strength, I'd have torn his pecker off. Jacob, not Charlie.
I punched a werewolf in the face.
Badass.
Yeah, I love him so much. I don't like her at all. If any of the siblings have to die in the story, like if they get into a fight with the Volturi later on down the line, I hope she's killed first. I mean, I wouldn't particularly mind if Jasper also died, but I want her gone.
I don't care how miserable your human life is. There were things I still wanted.
Lady, it's been 100 years. Let it go. Let it go. You didn't get kids. Instead, you got immortality and superior strength and infinite money. Like, ooh, my life is so bad. This part, admittedly not great. It doesn't change that I don't like her.
Things got better after I found Emmett, but we'll always be this, frozen.
Frozen in perfect bodies, perfect faces, infinite money, a great loving, supportive family. Oh, it sounds horrible, you poor thing.
Maybe we should consult with Arrow.
Arrow's decisions are being watched.
I just realized none of them have Italian accents or even European accents. You tell me they're all from America?
Either we let them do what they were created for, or we end them.
I don't like this scene. I don't like it being implied that the Volturi knew exactly what was going on, watched what was happening, and were basically like, forget it. The Volturi's rules are if you draw too much attention to our kind, vampires, we're going to cut your heads off. So flipping a car over in the middle of the street, dragging a bunch of bodies out and feasting on them in the open, that doesn't warrant being killed?
What damn army?
Newborns.
All right. We're in.
This is when they start working together. I loved this part. Vampire werewolf pact. Vampire werewolf pact. God, that's a bunch of wolves. Which one is Jacob again?
Hey, Jake.
Oh, he's like the red one? Wouldn't he, with his hair, wouldn't it make more sense if he's the big black one?
Carlisle's right. That's why they are created.
And I know this from my time in the Southern Confederate Army under Ulysses S. Grant. You can tell I am telling the truth by my Southern drawl and my Confederate flag t-shirt. I like Alice so much. I don't know what it is about her, but she just brings me joy. You gonna old yeller this kid? Oh, it's a child. Again, with like the snapping of the neck. I thought you had to tear him apart and set him on fire.
I don't know what I've become without her.
Flashback scene? Do we get a flashback scene seeing it? No, they're not gonna show it. Boo. Oh, tongue. There was some tongue in there. Such a weird thing to do in front of other people. I don't know. Are y'all into PDA? Nah, never mind. Not the time. Not the time. Oh God, the alcohol's hitting and it is 10 degrees too hot. I found cake. But he's got to be strong as shit. He's making that look easy. Not that I would have a problem with it. I could do that too. I'm just saying he's making it look easy. Like, good for him. No, for real though, this scene just keeps going on. And you know it took hours and hours to film this. He just held her this entire time?
I promised I wouldn't kiss you again until you asked.
You're gonna be keeping that promise for a while, Chief.
No. No, he's not actually, because your dumb ass is going to ask him to do it later on in this fucking movie. Everybody in this particular movie turns into a dumbass, and I just, it irks the shit out of me.
Okay, Alice, don't be a stranger.
Okay.
I love how much he loves Alice. Like, as much as I hate how much he dislikes Edward, I love how much he loves Alice. This cake is good. Red velvet.
Why didn't you get remarried after Mom?
Oh, not this question.
I don't know. Guess I still haven't met the right gal.
And that was the right response to your teenage daughter, because the reality is this question's always asked with this air of like, why don't you go to the marriage store and get some marriage? Right there, past Home Depot. You know where it is. I mean, why just go pick some up? Shut the fuck up.
You definitely don't want to have to get married because you weren't careful.
Oh, yeah.
It's just as embarrassing for me as it is for you.
I doubt that. And don't bother, because Mom beat you to it. Edward is
limp.
old school.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a virgin.
That's my favorite scene so far. Nobody wants to have that conversation with their parent, especially not as an 18-year-old. But good on you, Charlie, being a dad. I like you more and more.
I think an air mattress would have sufficed.
This is the sex scene. Put it in me.
I want to ask you something.
Will you put it in me?
I want to negotiate my own condition.
I want you to put it in me.
Anything you want, it's yours.
Liar, actually. Lying sack of shit. Every word out of his mouth is a lie.
It's too dangerous.
Try. Just try.
I didn't think about this till right now, but can you imagine how like aggressive he would have to be in the bedroom to actually kill her while they're doing it? I mean, I'm not an expert. I've done it once or twice, but like, what's he think he's gonna do? Keep your hands away from her neck. Don't do doggy. That's the that's the only one I can think of, because like maybe she breaks her back or something. But hey man, if you kill her while having sex with her, this feels like it's on you.
Not tonight. Believe me, I want to.
I'm just limp. Our hearts don't beat, so there's no blood flowing down there, and I need to use a prosthetic, Bella.
I'm from a different era. Things were a lot less complicated.
So I will say there's something really wholesome about this now that I've let the Mormon thing go. Not necessarily story-wise, I mean publicly. I didn't think that they would actually keep this in here. I thought that they would have removed it because in the book it is admittedly a little bit weird. But this is a not bad thing to keep in a movie that a bunch of teenagers would have seen. Kids need to be safe. You know, they should be safe. Nothing wrong with waiting. Just, you know, don't wait till you're 150. It won't work by then.
After asking your father's permission, I would have got down on one knee and I would have presented you with a ring.
See, I knew he actually did this. What was with that bullshit opening scene then? Like, why couldn't we just wait until now when he has a ring and stuff? This is a proper proposal. Yeah, all right, all right. I do kind of wish he would have asked for Charlie's permission. That would have made this a lot better because Charlie would have freaked out and I'd have gotten to see that and would have made me happy. He just said no, but it would have made me happy. Is that a different lady? I feel like that's a different lady than movies 1 and 2. I'll confirm it in editing. God, he's jacked. You just know he was doing push-ups off screen before this started, but just look at it. How many are there even? It's got like 8? Now he's sparkly. That son of a bitch has been in the sun in like 10 different scenes in this, and they just completely overlooked that. Oh. Oh, is it happening?
I am hotter than you.
Physically, I would have to agree with that. Just on a purely attractive scale. Don't take everything else out of it. Take the makeup away. Take like the vampire versus werewolf thing away. Who's physically more attractive? I think I gotta go with Taylor Lautner here. No?
You'll warm up soon. Faster if you took your clothes off.
If you're Edward, how do you just not beat the shit out of him? I'd be seething. I'd be seething with anger.
If you'd stayed away another 6 months, I could have made her happy.
I do think that's true. It would have been settling on some degree, but I do think that she would have ended up with Jacob had he stayed away.
This might sound odd, but I'm glad you're here.
Aw, male bonding. You gotta love male bonding. Although it's super weird that the male bonding happens while his fiance is being spooned by another man.
I at least want to hyphenate my name.
You're marrying him?
Oh, boy bonding didn't last very long.
You knew he was listening.
He deserves to know.
Damn it, Edward. Is there anything that man has ever done without an ulterior motive? What is it within him that keeps him from just telling the truth, from just doing the honorable thing? You want to not sleep with her so that she doesn't lose her virtue. But every piece of information that comes out of your mouth in one way or another is a con. How does that work? How do you balance those two ideas?
Maybe I'll get myself killed and make it simple for you.
Oh, God damn it.
Give me one good reason.
Because I don't want to lose you. Because you're too important.
I'm going to flip out. She's going to say it.
Jacob! Kiss me.
You fucking dumbass. Boo. Boo. Manipulation, weakness. How desperate do you have to be to find out that they're gonna marry somebody else and then they're like, but kiss me, and you turn around and you give into it? Jake, have a little self-respect. A little self-respect. I know that you're being a manipulative dickhead right here, and we're going to talk about that later, but what's the matter with you? Bella, what's the matter with you? You're engaged to another man. You just tried to have dangerous sex with him the other night. He proposed on one knee. That was no more than 48 hours ago. And the same instinct is rearing up in me as it did in the book. Just go end up with Mike Newton. That's what you should, Bella, that is what you should do. You should end up with a normal human boy. Edward is 50 feet from this right now. I mean,
That should have been our first kiss.
but it wasn't because you assaulted her. Dumbass. Yeah, that's right. Turn around, go head back to your fiance.
I don't know what happened.
I can tell you what happened. Nobody wants to hear from me, though.
You love him.
I love you more.
I know.
Once again, I'm going to give the producers a little bit of credit because that is the reaction that should have happened. In the book, he laughs this off completely and is just like, Bella, you did the right thing. Instantly forgives both of them. It isn't a thing. It passes over completely. He should be holding a grudge right now. I said it in the book video. I'll say it in this video. He should pour gasoline on both of them and light them on fire. Forgiveness is for the weak. Oh, damn. Emmett as a unit. Look at that. Look at the girth on that thing. Oh, he just punched his head off. Let's fucking go. Alley-oop. Hi. Heads just snapping off left and right. I like this a lot.
She's close.
Why would you send Seth away if she's close? You're gonna need him. Don't you need him?
She's not alone.
Well, now you definitely need him. Get him! Get him! Twist his dick!
You won't get another chance like this again.
This is a very un-Edward-like scene. He'd have done anything in his power to get Bella to a safe place. He's not going to instigate a fight right now. Oh, she's going to do the third wife thing. Yeah, slit your wrists. Oh. What just happened? He just bite her neck and she died? I don't like that. That goes against, I mean, this entire movie goes against everything we know about killing vampires, but that's the way you decide to do this, like cinematically. You got this huge fight scene and you just, I'm going in for the kill. I'm going to bite her. Ah. I've been drinking. Jasper's out here slapping people's heads off. I mean, that was That was peak cinema. What? 3 movies. 3 movies, she's the bad guy, and you bite her. Boo! Gotta burn the body. He's technically still alive. They soak her in kerosene first? What is happening? In the first movie, they tear up the floorboards and build a bonfire to kill James. I'll let it go. I'll let it go.
Why did you come?
God damn, give her a second to answer. What?
You don't need to do that. She'll tell you anything you want to know.
I know.
I like her less than I like Rosalie.
Take care of that, Felix.
Oh, child murder. That's multiple times in one movie. That's impressive.
It wasn't easy making you admit your feelings for me.
I only fought them because I knew they wouldn't change anything.
What's funny is if this was written in modern times, this would have been a go to Paris situation. In 2004, I don't feel like you could have gotten away with that in the mainstream, but nowadays, this would have been a reverse harem, a why choose, if you will. In another life, it also would have been a lot of fun for Jacob to end up with Rosalie, and then he be like her little lapdog, because she would wear the pants in that relationship and just boss him around all the time, and I'd have loved it. I'd have eaten that up.
We have to tell Charlie.
It's highly dangerous.
Yeah. Please tell me I get to see this.
I'm gonna need that ring.
Please? That thing is hideous. No, it's gonna end. They're not gonna show me the scene. No, 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 no. Fuck. Fuck! I was really hoping to see Charlie pull a gun. Well, it's over. Well, that was a fun time. It's been about 3 days since I finished the movie and sat in my thoughts. And the one thing that has really stuck with me is that soundtrack. I have listened to Let's Get Lost on repeat since it ended, which I think is the song that was playing when I said this. I'm liking this so far. I think I got to get this one. And the really fun thing about saying that is I have no fucking idea what I meant. It's the most like my dad I have ever sounded in my entire life. What did I think I was going to go do? Did I think I was about to go buy a CD? Head down to Hot Topic and pick up the vinyl? It's like I completely forgot that technology exists for a quick minute. So I don't know what I meant. Your guess is as good as mine. Nonetheless, overall, favorite movie so far. I think it was the best directing, cinematography, acting, changes from the writers, even though we're going to touch on that in a little bit. But writing out the fact that Quill imprinted on a 2-year-old, brilliant thing to leave out. Like, of course they took it out. Why did I think it would stay? It's an insane detail. It should have, my opinion here, just my opinion, it should have never been written. But speaking of opinions and controversial ones, just going to throw this out there. I don't think that he is a good actor. And this isn't about him being wrong physically for the character. I think he really stepped up to the plate physically. It's literally just about his skill. I can say with confidence that from the first movie Twilight to this one, everyone's acting has improved except for his. From Bella's quirkiness to Jasper's southern drawl, it has improved. It's like everything he does feels forced. And at this point, I can't put it on the director like I was back in Twilight, because again, everybody has improved except for that. It feels like I'm watching the war movie Act of Valor, where they used all military vets instead of like actual actors. Good movie, but just like with him, it's a skill set issue, not what you maybe should be doing. And if he wasn't already famous, I might do the parent thing and be like, buddy, maybe pursue something else. Maybe this one isn't meant for you. That's completely fine. The other thing I want to touch on that it's about time I do is the Edward Cullen leather cuff situation. You all told me back in the first movie that it is something the director came up with. It's their family crest, signify blah, 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 blah. And I just accepted it. And I shouldn't have. It makes no fucking sense. This is the modern day. They're already a family. You've never in your life met somebody who represents their family in this kind of way. If I saw somebody at school wearing that and I was like, hey man, what's going on with the thing? And he responded, it's our family crest. We all wear them. I wouldn't bully him, but I wouldn't intervene when it happened. And the last thing that I hated is that in this movie, they threw out basically everything we know about vampires. Edward openly stands in the sun for like half of the fucking movie, and they shatter like glass now instead of being burnt. And Edward bit one of them to death. That ending fight scene with him and Victoria is the worst ending I have ever seen to a movie ever. I'm not exaggerating. You're going to build up Victoria for 3 fucking movies and end it with Edward biting her in the neck and she just falls backwards and it's done. That was the end of it. I use words for a living, and I don't have words for how bad it is. It's so dumb. This is supposed to be the peak climactic moment of the film. We have just finished watching the Cullens ripping people's fucking heads off for like 5 minutes straight. And then Edward nibbles one in the neck, and she's like, oh, God, I guess I'll die now. What the fuck? Ugh. And not to mention, apparently, vampire blood is more flammable than gasoline now. We didn't need any of this. Vampires are fine at night. They don't need family crest. They are not walking tanks of gasoline. Anyways, despite all that, yes, my favorite movie yet. I'm pretty confident with like a 7.8. This one just feels the most on brand with the books yet. Even though they've changed a lot of things, it's the right vibe. So I'm cruising through the books as well. I've already started Breaking Dawn. They've had the wedding. They're going on the honeymoon. Apparently, Esme owns an island. So would love to see what all of their bank accounts look like. But thank you so much for tuning in. Please like it for the algorithm and subscribe so I can stalk you. Bye.